Welcome to my first YouTube video. I am so excited. I should also admit that I used to try to be a YouTuber like 12 years ago, so this technically isn't my first YouTube video. It's the first one that you will see. I figured I would do like a little Q&A while I get ready because those are honestly my favorite videos to watch. I just like watching people do their makeup. I think it's really fun. So I asked on Instagram, I did like a little Q&A and had you guys put questions in here. So I'm just gonna answer some of those while I do my makeup. Okay, first question is, how long have you been married and how did we meet each other? So my husband and I met, we were both bouncers at a bar, like nightclub, restaurant, bar, I don't know. It's like, it was like everything. We both lived in San Diego. This was like my third job. I nannied, I worked at a gym, and then I did like the bouncing at night. And you might be wondering, like, why would a 5'3" girl be bouncing at a bar? Because I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to be in law enforcement. And that's a whole other story itself. I feel like I've lived 100 lives since then. It was really hard to find parking at night where we worked. And so I told him, oh, you should park at the gym parking lot. It's pretty empty, you won't get a ticket, all the things, your car won't get towed. And so it was really dangerous for, you know, like girls to be walking alone at like 2 or 3 in the morning, and would walk me to my car, and then he would stay up and like talk to me, and then he would go home, get like an hour and a half of sleep, and then go to his daytime job that he worked. It was crazy. I don't even know like how he did that. And then we've been married for 4 years. We did things a little bit backwards. When I met him, I was not a believer. Like I believed in God. I believed in Jesus. Like I knew Jesus was real and like that he died on the cross for our sins kind of thing. But I just had a really bad outlook on like faith at the time, just because I had been through a lot of trauma. I had the mindset of like, if God is so good, why do bad things happen, sort of thing. But my husband was a Christian, or is still a Christian, and he is truly the reason why my faith was restored. Like we were driving in his car and we were just like talking about Jesus and listening to music, and I just like remember like feeling that belief again. And then from then on, my faith has just grown since then. It was a lot of talking for one answer. I feel like I'm gonna barely be able to answer any questions by the time my makeup's done. Why and how did I begin content creating? So fun fact, I used to be in a network marketing business, and I like got to the car level. All those things allowed me to be a stay-at-home mom and things like that, but it just, I was really burnt out with the hustle culture of that. I moved into a different season of life. I really liked how I had to put myself out there, and so if it wasn't for doing my network marketing business, like I would have never had the courage to do this. I've always wanted to like be an influencer, but I just felt like I couldn't because I didn't have the money to buy like things to share. And then during COVID, I just kind of like would make funny videos or like little voiceovers. I made a couple videos and they went viral, and then I had like 10 or 12,000 followers on TikTok, and I was like, this is kind of cool. And then I just started like being consistent with it. I remember I saw Emily Kaiser's videos like almost 3 years ago, maybe, I think. And she started posting like, you know, morning in my life stuff. And so I just started doing like what other content creators were doing, and I just didn't give up. And then I kind of made my own niche of being like a non-aesthetic, norm aesthetic mom. Are you still subbing? Am I still subbing? With the school district I work for, you have to sub once a month to stay on the list. And I am just in a season of life right now where I literally don't have time. With homeschooling, having to be out of town once a week for my son's co-op, and then my other son goes to a preschool, have to be around for pickup and drop off, and then my husband's days off were during the week. I just looked at it as like, I don't want to spend his days off subbing when I technically don't have to anymore. I have like teacher friends who I would totally sub for. They took me off the sub list because I wasn't subbing enough. So as of right now, no. It's frustrating that they have that rule, especially when they're short on subs. I don't really understand. It's okay. It's just a season, and like maybe I'll go back one day, but right now I'm not. Do you deal with anxiety regarding your husband's job? Yes, I do. I think being in law enforcement in California especially is really hard because I don't want to say the wrong things. It's really hard being in law enforcement in California. How many siblings do you have? I have 3. I have an older sister. We're 2.5 years apart. Her and I have the same dad. And then I have a little brother from my mom and stepdad, and he's 22. And I'm 30, so we're 8 years apart. And then I have a little brother and sister from my dad and stepmom, and they are 18 and 20. And I love them all. Like, they give me hope because I'm worried about if we have another baby. My toddler is 3 in a couple months right now. I just get worried about like their age gap, and I don't know. But I like love my little siblings, and we're all close in like our own ways. So that makes me feel less bad about like my next kid and my kids having a bigger age gap. Have you had any companies reach out that you didn't want to or didn't feel right promoting? Was that hard? Yes. I mean, I have declined partnerships because it just didn't align with me. Obviously, you know, like I forgot to blend my nose. Making money is great, but it would just feel like icky if I was promoting something that you guys know I am not authentic with or like true to, or I don't know. So I wouldn't say it's hard. It's just like, oh, I could have made X amount of money if I didn't have like morals, I guess, but it's not really hard. What homeschooled curriculum do we use? We use Singapore math, then we use All About Reading for language arts. I love that one. We were using Logic of English, but I just wanted to try something different because we homeschool through a charter school and get like funding through that. I was able to purchase like a couple different curriculums, and I really like All About Reading a lot better. I think this is gonna be the last question because this video is already getting long and I'm almost done with my makeup. But what are some of your long-term goals, personal, professional, and emotional? Okay, so personal, I would say growing my family, buying a house this year, and paying off the rest of our debt, which we're so close. I can't wait to buy a house. Like, I cannot wait to own a home. I'm very scared of the responsibility of it, but I can't wait to just like make things mine and like paint things that I want to paint. Like, you know, I'm so excited. We're so close. Professional, so like for social media, I would say just getting to work with some brands that I love, maybe. I don't necessarily want to grow. Like, growing isn't a bad thing, but this might sound crazy, but I don't care to ever have like 1 million followers or anything crazy like that. I think the more following you have, the more hate. There's just, I don't know. Obviously, the more money you make with the more followers you have, but I'm feel very content with where I am right now. I don't need to be a millionaire. My goal is to just be able to live comfortably and like have a savings and, you know, have all different sort of savings, but I don't need to be a millionaire. I don't need to like live a lavish life, which I've never like craved. I mean, growth is great. It would be cool if I grew a little bit, but I love my little community. I feel like everything's just like safe right now. I don't have like a bunch of like haters. You know, I get a little hate comment here and there, but I just like my little bubble. And emotionally, I am starting EMDR therapy. I had my first appointment last week, but we didn't start like the actual EMDR part. I just gave her a rundown of like all my trauma that I have. She's like, okay, yeah, so EMDR would be great for you. So I'm starting that. I was supposed to have an appointment, I think it was today, but my therapist, we had to reschedule. I really hope that this is something that can really help me. Okay, I know I didn't answer like a lot of questions, but I just talk a lot, so I can totally do another one. The next video I plan on doing is just like a long format vlog or morning in my life talking to you guys sort of thing. I think that would be really fun. So thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on TikTok and Instagram. But yeah, see you in the next one.